Well, guys, it's that time of the week again. It's Friday, and tomorrow the Washington Huskies will be taking on the Oregon Ducks at home. But before I get into that, I kind of want to clarify a few things about my last Huskies video. I got a lot of comments on that video, and really, I guess I said some things in that video I wish I hadn't. I still think that the way we lost that game, the game against Arizona State, was ridiculous. That should never happen. I really thought that was absurd to lose a game like that. I mean, I expected to lose. I would have accepted losing, I think, but to lose like that was ridiculous. And I still stand by a lot of the things that I said. And when I said that I had lost all points with Sarkisian, that was that's not to say I want him fired. That's just to say I'm disappointed in him, and he's gonna have to um, make up for it later on because there's no good reason why you should just play for overtime like that. That kind of situation. That was just completely inexcusable, and it cost us the chance to win that game. I'm not saying we would have won the game had we gone for a drive, or I'm not even saying that we would have won the game had it gone into overtime, but the way things went down was just about the worst possible way for things to wrap up. And I'm disappointed in that. I'm disappointed in the defense for giving up such an easy touchdown on the second to last play, the third to last play of the game. And it goes back to something I've said all season. This defense isn't very good, and that's something we have to put up with until next year, hopefully. But that my frustration and disappointment and anger over that game is relegated to that one game. You guys can go back, watch my preview video for the Husky season. I predicted 3 wins. We already have 3 wins. We've already met my expectations, and I guarantee we're going to win at least one more this year because we're going to beat Washington State. Write it down. We're winning the Apple Cup. So, as long as we take care of business there, and I'm confident we will, we've already exceeded my expectations. So that means I'm happy with the way the season has gone. And it doesn't matter what we do to end the season, we've still met my expectations, and in all likelihood, we're going to exceed it. So it's not to say that I'm throwing this team under the bus or I'm mad that we lost. I'm just mad that we lost in that way. I thought that was just ridiculous. And this week, well, I think we're going to realize exactly how tough it is that we had to lose that game last week. Because now we're going up against Oregon, currently ranked 11 in the nation. And they're extremely good. They started the season poorly. They lost to Boise State in kind of an embarrassing performance for them. But ever since then, they've improved from week to week, it seems like. You know, they beat Purdue in a very close game. They won by 2. And then they beat Utah by 7. They ended Utah's winning streak of however many games. They beat the hell out of California 42-3. Washington State 52-6, and last week they beat UCLA 24-10. So they seem to get better every week. They're learning more and more about themselves, and they're slowly rounding into a powerhouse. And if they get a convincing win over us, that could put them in the top 10 in the BCS. So there's some motivation there. Now, offensively, they don't pass the ball very well. They have 2 different quarterbacks that have gotten time this year, and they're all right. They're nothing special. But their running game is spectacular. They average 200 rushing yards a game without LeGarrette Blount, who obviously is out for the whole year. But they have multiple running backs that run the ball really well. And that's pretty much all they do. They have I can't remember the guy's name, but his last name is James. He's one of their running backs. They have a bunch of other running backs, and they run the ball as good as just about any other team in the nation. And like I said, they average over 200 yards a game. So, realistically, I don't think we're going to be able to stop them on defense. Our defense just isn't very good, and if we do go ahead and put 8 in the box, 9 in the box, trying to stop the run on 95% of the plays, it will probably be one of those situations where the quarterback, who normally doesn't do that, will shred us, kind of like what happened against Arizona. So ultimately, I don't think we're going to be able to stop them. Maybe we can come up and stop the run, but if we do, we're going to have to invest so many resources in that. They're probably going to be able to beat us with the pass, even though they're not very good at passing the ball. Offensively, well, Oregon seems to have a good defense. They gave up 19 points to Boise State, which is good. Now, they did give up 36 and 24 the next 2 weeks, but since then they've given up 3, 6, and 10. So their defense as well seems to be playing a lot better later in the season. Early on, they kind of struggled a little bit, but now they look like a really good defense, and that's all part of the reason why they're 5-1 and have a good chance at maybe winning the Pac-10 because they have conference record over USC right now. So we'll see how that plays out. But um, I still think I still expect our offense to be able to move the ball, get some points on the board. Um, there's probably going to be a lot of pressure on Jake Locker. I expect him to get hit plenty of times back there, but at the same time, I expect him to make plays. I expect him to, carry us because, I don't, I kind of like Chris Polk. I like our receivers a little bit. But this offensive line, I don't like you guys. You guys are going to get Jake Locker fucking killed before this season is over. I don't like that. But I still expect us to put up points. But do I expect us to win? No, I can't do that. Oregon, they're really good this year. They have a realistic shot at winning the Pac-10 and maybe going on to bigger and better things. So they've got motivation to come out and play their hardest every week. But I think we can make it interesting. We're playing at home, and good things happen for us at home. At home this year, we played tough against LSU. We beat USC. We beat Idaho State. We had that miracle win against Arizona. And that comes back to one thing I want to say. Last week was disappointing for me, like it's obviously should be. But this season has been fun. I've had a lot of fun this year watching the Huskies, and I would much rather have this than the crap I had to put up with last year. This year, we've lost some games that we should have won. Notre Dame, we should have won, blew it. Last week against Arizona State, we should have had the chance to win, but decided we wanted to play for overtime. At the same time, you look at the Arizona game and the USC game. Somehow we gutted those games out and won by a field goal. And, it's a roller coaster ride. It's up, it's down, but it's better than being all down the whole way like it was last year. So, bow down to Washington. I'm gonna hope we do well. Maybe give the home crowd a special surprise. Ruin the Oregon Ducks season, and that's about it. So let's go, guys.